If you're using spearmint tea for hormonal acne and you're not seeing any results, here's what you're doing wrong. In this video, I will give you the 4 cases when spearmint tea doesn't work for hormonal acne, so no matter how long you take it, it's not gonna get rid of your breakouts. I will explain you why and the solution, so what exactly you need to do in order to clear your skin and get rid of your acne. So if you have hormonal acne and spearmint tea is not helping, stay with me because this video will be an eye-opener. Hello and welcome to Acne from A to Z. I'm a pharmacist and on this channel I teach you how to get rid of your acne by fighting its root cause. So if this is something you are interested in, make sure to subscribe below and also follow me on TikTok and on Instagram where I post daily videos and tips about acne. Now, by far the most common situation why spearmint tea doesn't fix hormonal acne is because your hormonal acne is not caused by an increased amount of androgens. And I know spearmint tea is generally recommended online for hormonal acne, so if you watch a lot of videos on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram, a lot of people tell you that if you are breaking out hormonally, you should use spearmint tea because it will definitely fix your pimples. But this is not 100% correct. Spearmint tea does normally help with hormonal acne, and that's simply because most cases of hormonal acne are because of high androgens. So you basically have an increased number of androgens in your blood which are causing your hormonal breakouts. And this is definitely by far the most common trigger of hormonal acne, the most common hormonal imbalance that is making you break out, but it's not the only one. So a lot of people have other hormonal imbalances like high prolactin, estrogen dominance, an imbalance between their estrogen and progesterone, adrenal issues, and many other things. And in all of these cases, spearmint tea will not necessarily be helpful, especially if the imbalance you have is in other hormones. So if you have other hormones that are either increased or decreased, and those are causing your breakouts, not the androgens. So in this case, your androgens might actually be in the normal limits, in which situation spearmint tea isn't gonna be super helpful simply because its biggest benefit is that it decreases those androgens. However, if your androgens are already within the normal limits, spearmint tea wouldn't necessarily help. This is why I always tell people who are not sure about the hormonal problem they have, I always tell them to test their hormones and to see whether they actually have an increased amount of androgens, which is the most common situation, or if there is another hormonal imbalance going on in their body. Because if we're talking about the second case, we're gonna treat it very differently, definitely not with spearmint tea. Now, if you need any help with this, I actually have a free PDF linked in the description with the most important things you should test, the most important hormones you should test in order to see what exactly is going on with them. Like I said, more often than not, it is because of an increased number of androgens, but this is not always the case. So if you are unlucky to be in the more rare situation, so your acne is not caused by an increased number of androgens, in this case, spearmint tea is not gonna help. So you're basically uselessly taking it. The second situation why spearmint tea may not be helping your acne is because those pimples that you have may actually not be hormonal. Instead, they are actually mimicking hormonal acne, but they are in reality not hormonal acne. And the most common situation I see here is with gut acne. So a lot of people actually mistake hormonal acne for gut acne simply because those two can sometimes be similar, and in a lot of situations they can overlap. In my opinion, the easiest way to tell the difference between gut acne and hormonal acne is to look at the exact location of your pimples. So let's assume you have pimples on your cheeks but also on your jawline. So you generally want to look at where the highest number of pimples you have is located. In other words, if most of your pimples are on your cheeks, your acne is probably mostly triggered by your gut. Instead, if most of your breakouts are on the jawline or on the chin, on the neck, and so on, then chances are they are more hormonal than caused by the gut. Like I said, a lot of times hormonal acne and gut acne can appear together. They are also very similar in terms of appearance, so they both cause pimples that are cystic, that are aggressive, that are inflamed. This is why it's pretty hard to tell the difference only by looking at your pimples. So in my opinion, their position is by far the easiest way to tell the difference. Those of you you who need more help with this, I have actually made a video where I compare hormonal acne and gut acne, so I'm gonna link it below. It may be a lot more useful for you when it comes to telling the actual difference between these two forms of acne. But a lot of times, if you are taking spearmint tea for your hormonal acne and it is not working, it may be because your acne is actually triggered by your gut. So you always want to look for pimples that also appear on the cheeks, because the specific location of gut acne are the cheeks. So if you also have pimples that appear on your cheeks as well as on your jawline, on your chin, and lower face in general, there are some chances that your gut might also be involved. And this is why spearmint tea is not helping you, or it is not fixing your acne completely. Now, in case you actually have acne caused by your gut additionally, my top recommendation would be a mix of probiotics and prebiotics, because this would basically repair your gut and balance the ratio between your good bacteria and your bad bacteria. And this is exactly what you need to do if you are breaking out because of your gut. If you need a specific product recommendation, I really like YourBiology. I always recommend it in my videos. It is by far the best probiotic and prebiotic I know, and if you are interested, I'm gonna link it in my bio. But it is definitely not the only one. And for those of you who need more products recommendations, I have a video about the signs of gut acne, how exactly you should recognize it and treat it, so I'm gonna link that video below. Make sure to check it out if you suspect that you may also be breaking out because of your gut. The third reason why spearmint tea may not be fixing your hormonal acne is because it is not concentrated enough. And I see this situation very often in people who have a very severe, a very aggressive hormonal acne, and in this case they probably have a very high level of androgens, so their androgens are severely increased. And this is why it is going to take, first of all, a long time, and secondly, some really concentrated treatments to bring them back into their normal limits. In which case, spearmint tea isn't necessarily the best solution, simply because it is a tea. And you probably know that in general, teas are not very concentrated, so they can be a really good option for those of you who have a mild to moderate hormonal acne. The more severe it is, the longer it will take for it to get better. But if your acne is extremely severe and if you have a major imbalance in your hormones, you should definitely not count on spearmint tea alone, simply because it is not powerful enough, it is not concentrated enough to fix your acne. So what you should do in this case is to go for a spearmint supplement instead of the regular tea. And that's because generally supplements have a much higher concentration, a much higher dosage, and spearmint definitely does not make an exception. So compared to the tea, a spearmint supplement is going to have a much stronger effect, and it will be able to bring your androgens back into normal a lot faster and a lot better actually. So if you are 100% sure that you have hormonal acne and that you have an increased number of androgens, you should definitely try a spearmint supplement if your spearmint tea is not working. And the last reason why spearmint tea doesn't really seem to be improving your hormonal acne is because you are not using the right product, the right herb. And by this I mean a mistake that I see people doing a lot, and I actually get a lot of questions on this topic. I'm talking about the fact that a lot of people do not necessarily find spearmint tea, even though it is pretty easy to find in my opinion. But I've had a lot of people telling me that they couldn't really find it, so instead they go for things like peppermint or regular mint. Now, these herbs have a lot of general health benefits, and I would actually say that they are a lot more useful and a lot more helpful for general health in comparison with spearmint. However, when it comes to high androgen levels and hormonal acne, they are completely useless. And that's because spearmint is the only one that has anti-androgen properties. Peppermint and regular mint do not have anything like this according to recent research. And for this reason, drinking peppermint tea or normal mint tea is not going to help too much, simply because they will not have any effect on your high androgens. So it's basically just like drinking tea simply because you like it or just for the sake of it. It doesn't have any actual benefits for your acne. It might help you with many other general health issues, that's for sure, but when it comes to your hormonal acne, I can guarantee that neither peppermint nor normal tea mint will not help. This is why you absolutely have to make sure that you are using spearmint tea if you are convinced that you have hormonal acne and you want to get rid of it. If you cannot find any in your local shops, you can find a lot of spearmint tea versions on Amazon or on any other retailers that ship worldwide. So even though it may be a bit more pricier, especially when it comes to shipping, I would say that it's definitely worth it. For those of you who cannot find spearmint tea at all, there are actually many other herbs that work for hormonal acne, things like licorice, saw palmetto, nettle root, pumpkin seed extract, so you definitely have other options as well. It's simply that you will usually not find those as a tea. Instead, you will either find them as supplements or as tinctures, which may not be as comfortable and as easy to drink as spearmint tea. But again, if you want to get rid of your acne, you definitely have solutions. And for those of you who want to dig even deeper into this, I'm actually preparing a masterclass about the exact strategy on how to fix hormonal acne. So if you are sure that you have a hormonal imbalance, this masterclass is going to give you the step-by-step strategy on how to balance your hormones and to get rid of your acne and get clear skin. So I'm going to link it in the description in case you are interested. Now, let me know in which of these situations you think you are. So are you sure that your acne is hormonal and that it is caused by an increased production of androgens? At the same time, are you sure that your acne is 100% hormonal and that you are not also breaking out because of your gut? Do you have a more aggressive form of hormonal acne that spearmint tea may not be concentrated enough for? And last but not least, are you actually drinking spearmint tea, not peppermint or regular mint tea? Because this can make a really huge difference. So I'm really curious to hear in which situation you are in and why exactly you think that spearmint tea is not working for your hormonal acne. Let me know your answer in the comments below and I will definitely get back to you because I'm very curious which is the most common situation and the most common reason why spearmint tea is not working for your hormonal acne. And also, if you know any other reason why it's not effective, also let me know in the comments below. I really hope this video was helpful and until next time, I wish you to stay acne free.